Bro, what if I told you that the real shift happens after you stop doing anything at all? No long texts, no trying to convince her, no late night calls hoping she'll understand. Just silence. Most guys panic after a woman walks away. They go into damage control, they explain, they beg, they break down. But what they don't realize is that's exactly what she expected. That reaction, that neediness, it feeds her ego. It confirms her power. But when you don't respond, when you go quiet, when you pull all your energy back and sit in that silence with discipline, something different happens. She doesn't feel victory. She feels doubt. She starts asking questions. She starts noticing your absence. And eventually, she starts to wonder if she made the biggest mistake of her life. This video isn't about revenge. It's not about games. It's about mastering your energy. It's about reclaiming your masculinity and reminding her, without saying a word, that you were the one she'll regret losing. Let's talk about how you make her feel your presence by giving her nothing at all. Point 1. Her imagination hurts more than your words. You want to know what messes with her more than any message you could send? Uncertainty. When you stay silent, she doesn't know where you stand. Did you move on? Are you hurting? Did you even care? That lack of information eats away at her. Why? Because she can't control the story anymore. See, if you explain yourself, she gets to spin the narrative. Oh, he's just emotional. He's still waiting for me. But when you give her nothing, that silence forces her to write the ending, and her mind will make it 10 times worse than reality. She'll assume you're doing better, that you're unbothered, that you've already replaced her, and that's the moment she feels something she didn't prepare for, fear of losing control. Let her imagination do the damage. Your silence is the paint, and her ego becomes the canvas. Point 2. Women respect the man who can withstand the storm. Listen, anyone can chase when they're hurting. Anyone can beg when they're desperate. But it takes a different breed of man to feel the pain, and not flinch. That's what gets her attention. Not the one who tries to fix everything, not the one who spills his emotions hoping she'll understand, but the one who feels it all and chooses not to react. The one who stays grounded in the middle of the storm. That silence, that emotional restraint, it sends one message: I don't break. And that's attractive in a way she can't explain, because suddenly she doesn't feel superior. She doesn't feel needed. She feels exposed, like she's dealing with someone she can't move anymore. When you stop being reactive and start being still, she realizes she's not dealing with a boy anymore. She's facing a man. Point 3. Let her feel the weight of a door that doesn't reopen. Here's where most men fail. They leave the door open. They say things like, if you ever change your mind, or I'll always be here if you need me. That sounds romantic, but it's not power. It's permission for her to keep you on standby. When you go silent and lock that door, even mentally, something inside her shifts. She realizes this isn't a timeout. It's final. It's not a pause. It's closure without comfort. You don't slam the door. You don't announce it. You just vanish and let her sit in the silence of what she gave up. And when she realizes that door won't open again, that you've moved on without needing her to notice, that's when she starts thinking differently. Because now, for the first time, she's locked out. And that kind of silence, that's the one that echoes. Point 4. Your growth without her is the loudest statement. You want her to feel something real? Don't text her. Don't post quotes. Don't flex. Just grow. Level up in the dark. Hit the gym when no one's watching. Stack your money. Focus on your purpose. Redesign your life in silence. And then let her find out later from someone else. That kind of quiet growth, that's the deepest cut, because she'll remember the version of you she walked away from, but the version you become afterward, that's the one she'll never have access to. You're not punishing her, you're evolving, and the more distance you create between who you were and who you're becoming, the more she'll regret not holding on when she had the chance. Growth isn't revenge, it's a new language, and the louder your silence gets, the more fluent she becomes in regret. Point 5. Stop giving her the comfort of your attention. Attention is fuel, and whether she admits it or not, she used to live off yours. You checking her stories? That was comfort. You replying fast? That was reassurance. You staying in her orbit? That was ego food. But when you remove all of that, it hits. And it hits hard. Suddenly, she's not sure where you stand. She starts wondering if someone else is getting that energy. She questions her value in your world, not because you said anything, but because you stopped showing up. And that's the real sting. Not the fight, not the anger, but the complete shift in attention. When she no longer feels seen by you, she starts to feel small. And sometimes the worst punishment isn't anger, it's indifference. Point 6. Stillness creates tension. She can't ignore. Stillness is uncomfortable, especially for someone who thrives on control. When you go silent, you create a gap, and gaps demand to be filled. But if you don't fill it, she starts pacing, she starts checking, she starts wondering if you're still pacing too, or if you've already walked away. That stillness becomes pressure. It's not loud, it doesn't beg, it just exists. And the longer it exists, the more it says. It says, I'm not coming after you. It says, I'm good without you. It says, you had your chance. Stillness isn't passivity, it's power. The kind of power that makes people realize just how loud your presence used to be, now that it's gone. Point 7. When you no longer need closure, you become it. Let's be real. Closure is a trap. You think if you just had one more conversation, if she just explained why, then maybe you'd feel better. But closure isn't something someone gives you, it's something you decide. And when you stop chasing explanations, when you stop trying to make sense of her choices, you become the closure she didn't expect. You stop talking, you stop trying, you stop needing anything, and in that silence you become the final chapter. Not because you ended it, but because you walked away without needing her to. And that's the part that sticks. Because now, instead of remembering your words, she's haunted by your absence. You didn't demand closure, you became it. So listen, bro, stop chasing, stop reacting, stop explaining. Let her sit with the silence, let her feel the absence, let her wonder what you're thinking, and let her never find the answer. Because the man who walks away with dignity and doesn't look back, that's the man she thinks about long after the noise fades.